Welcome to Reno Radio. I'm your host, Naomi Findlay, Australia's renovation royalty. My podcast is all about real advice for renovating, designing beautiful spaces, tradie advice, and my weathered to wonderful passion, where we interview amazing rural property owners who are turning their spaces from weathered to wonderful with great design and great renos. Creating beautiful spaces doesn't have to be hard. In fact, it can be one of the most rewarding things you ever do. So, join me and my impressive list of guests each week for plenty of feel-good, inspiring, and real advice. This is Reno Radio. Hi guys, it's Naomi Findlay here, your rapid renovation expert. Have you chosen the perfect colour palette for your home, but you're now wondering how you can translate all of this into each individual room without just copying and pasting from one to the next? Do you have a game plan for each room? Or are you struggling to come up with ways to create a style that translates into each and every space? Well, fear not, because today I'm going to share with you the 3 ways you can make sure that every single room and space gets the exact attention that it deserves. Now, of course, the renovating side of things is the most important part of your property. After all, you went into this to renovate to create wealth, right? You didn't spend all of that time and effort to skip straight to the decorating part. So obviously your renovation needs to be up to scratch too. But once they are, every single element in your home staging should be perfect as well. And that way you can maximise your return on investment once you finally sell or have your property leased. Now, part of this is to make sure that you keep it simple, and positioning your furniture to make the best use in each and every space is one of the ways you can do that. And while furniture and candles and cushions and wall art, it's all so important, it's such an important part of transforming your house into a beautiful home, there are 3 other things that you need to consider to help it reach its peak. That's because these items aren't always translatable from space to space. You can't always throw a cushion in and voila, the space is transformed, especially in a room like a bathroom. Now, these 3 must-haves will ensure that your property blows out of the water any competition that it may have. And not only that, it'll reach potential buyers and help them see it as an amazing, stylish, practical space that they'll become emotionally attached to, which means greater profits for you. If you've decided to go solo on your home staging route, I have a super handy styling and finishing list in my rapid renovation formula that'll help you with this. Now, what are these 3 essential elements to add to each and every room? Number 1 is contrast. It is number 1 on the list. Whatever style you choose to go with your property, contrast is a must-have element in each and every space. Now, what do I mean by contrast, I hear you asking? I'm not talking about contrasting colours here, although that is one of the ways you can create contrast. You may have already chosen your colour scheme, and I'm not about to talk you out of it. Contrast is about opposites in light and dark, or hard and soft even. So when you're staging your property, it can be easy to go with the safe option and avoid any form of contrast. Staying neutral is a good way to appeal to different buyers. But it can also mean that your property falls short of going that extra level. It loses that oomph that you're after. So contrast can be a fantastic way of doing this, of getting that oomph, of drawing attention to particular features in a room and making sure that in each and every room it stands out on its own. You don't want buyers walking from room to room thinking they all look the same, because they don't. So show them what's unique about each and every room by using contrast. Make each room stand out with contrasting additions, such as a fluffy Mongolian lamb wool cushion, or a leather couch in the living room, or a round vanity mirror above a square basin, or soft fabrics against hard wooden tables in the dining room. These are all the different kinds of things that you can do to help add depth and also take each and every room to the next level. Number 2 is layers. The second element is layers. Just like contrast, layers in particular can create real interest and texture and depth. Using layers can increase a potential buyer's feeling of comfort when they enter a space. And layers aren't limited to, a throw on a bed or a throw on a couch. Any decor item can be used to help create those essential layers. Rich features, things top of or in front of other things, a vignette even in an entryway is a perfect example of achieving this. What's a vignette? I hear heaps of people say. It's a small decorative arrangement that you can put on top of a flat surface, usually like a coffee table, a hall table, or a console. You could even lean framed artwork against one another, stacking a couple of books in front of it, place a scented candle on top, a table lamp next to it, a little vase of flowers, and even maybe a little figurine. Just make sure you're creating these and you're adding elements that complement one another, not just plonking things on a table, because there's a really fine line between a beautifully layered vignette and a table full of clutter. A more obvious example of this is using cushions, throws, and different sets of sheets to make the bed in a bedroom look warm and fluffy. But they don't all have to be the sheets and pillows and covers that match. You can mix these up, match and create interesting effects by adding unique elements to each bedroom. Now, number 3 is life. The last element to consider is life. Now, I don't mean that you should be leaving a half-eaten sandwich out on the kitchen bench or sticking a family portrait in the hallway to show that someone lives there. There's a big difference between personality and personal items. Now, the former will create more appeal and help you connect with the buyers that later might deter them, really. So, what am I talking about? It's one of the most elusive elements when it comes to a staged home. It's about breathing some personality into each space. These are the little finishing touches that will give your property something that most properties are absolutely missing. That large woven basket that you picked up on your last trip to Fiji can be a great way to add some personality to your bathroom. A vase of fresh foliage on the kitchen bench, or some life and living plants, but not the same variety throughout the whole house, in the bedrooms will make the space feel more alive and have that added bonus of connecting each of your spaces with nature. When considering how to style your home, you can achieve some mind-blowing results if you focus on using these 3 must-haves in every single space. Thanks for joining me today, guys, on Reno Radio. It has been a blast. I would love it if you subscribed so you never missed a beat of this podcast. And naturally, let me know what you think. I love to hear everyone's feedback and reviews. If you'd like to know more about all the services and content that we produce at naomifindlay.com, then head on over to naomifindlay.com. You can also keep an eye on what I'm up to on my Instagram. You can find me there at Naomi Findlay Official. Until next time, team, enjoy.